my work for the last 20 or even 25 years has been solely with asthma. So I'm one of those luckiest doctors who decide very early in their career to treat one disease. All of us over here have one thing in common. We decided to do something, anything, and we made a success out of it. So how did, I ask you this question, how did you get to do what you do today? What steered you towards what you are doing today? To my mind, it would be a combination of things. Of course, it would be interest, and interest is a soft word, maybe passion. Secondly, circumstances. And third, some events, some small and some big, which made an impact on your mind and you decided to pursue something. What made me go towards asthma? I can think of two events way back into my internship days in Maulana Azad Medical College, a wonderful institution. I have lovely memories of it. Number one, I used to work in a chest clinic as an intern, and there used to be a chest clinic every Thursday from 2 to 4. So there we would sit all doctors and we would have hundreds of patients literally of asthma coming one after the other in a busy government hospital. And many of them I observed as a sort of a young, budding, very moralistic kind of doctor. They were very depressed, low, and defeatist in their attitude as far as the disease was concerned. Dhamma, dam ke saath jayega doctor. Which means I will live with asthma, I will die with asthma. I found that very strange. Nobody talks, ऐनक तो मेरे मरने के बाद ही जाएगी, blood pressure तो मेरे मरने के बाद ही जाएगा. But then why this defeatist attitude in asthmatics? That made an impact on me. And actually speaking, asthma is not a tough disease to treat. But many patients are suffering and they have accepted this as their lot. The second incident also happened over there in one of those clinics. The clinic had made a name because it was running for many years. So people would come from faraway places. One day one Babaji, about 70, 75 years, came from all the way from Rajasthan to that clinic. He was coughing and wheezing and he was obviously very short of breath. I happened to see him just by chance. And I prescribed him some medicine, gave him a pacha and said, Baba, isko din mein 3 dafa lena hai and come next week. He had come with a lot of hope, thinking that a lot of people in his village and in his family had become okay by coming to that particular government clinic. So he had come with that hope in his heart. Thank you, and he went away. He came after 1 week. I saw him again. So he was as busy as before. He was looking as bad as before. I asked him, Babaji, how are you doing? He said, I'm much better, thank you. बहुत कृपा आपकी, बहुत मेहरबानी हो गई. So I said, but you're not looking all right. He said, no, I'm much better. So I said, please show me your prescription. He said, what? He said, show me that paper I gave you last time, the prescription, the nuksa. I wrote some medicines on that. He says, what? I have eaten it. So I said, what? He says, you only told me, have it 3 times a day, so I made it into 7 parts, I made it into 3 parts, and I have eaten it. I stopped my work there, and I called everybody. I was just an intern, very junior doctor. I said, just look at this. This guy has come with hope, and just by eating some paper bits, he's saying, I'm much better than the doctor. So, these two things have influenced me quite a lot, and I realized there, and I worked in that hospital, internship, house job, post-graduation, senior residency, so 6-7 years. So week after week, working with asthma patients, I realized that if a doctor gives a little more time, why don't asthmatics get okay? It's not that the disease is tough or the drugs are not there. Drugs are there, they're very cheap. There is no time with doctors to explain things, to go into details of that particular patient, how the inhaler is to be used, remove the myths. And there are so many myths around it. The society is working against getting that patient getting all right. Don't take them, they are habit forming, they have steroids and stuff like that. So there are so many hindrances, but they can be removed provided a doctor makes a partnership with the patient. Is willing to spend some time explaining things, etc., etc. So, when I got into practice at that stage, I decided to do some innovations. Spending time with the patient and listening to him. This is almost the biggest grouse patients have nowadays with doctors, that they don't listen and they don't spend enough time, which is true also. Doctors are really, at least in India, very short-staffed for time because there's just too much work to be done. But there has to be a way. And the way which I devised was that in my clinic, I started training young boys and girls and made them asthma buddies, asthma ka dost. So these questions which asthmatics have are very few, they are very stereotypical. But they can be answered, and these boys and girls need not be highly educated. All I needed was enthusiasm and a caring nature. Caring nature. There is a saying that the most important thing for patient care in medicine is caring for the patient. So these boys and girls, they are loving towards the patients, and I keep them enthused that the credit to these patients getting okay doesn't lie with me, it lies with you. And if you work well with them, they're going to call you Dr. Saab. If somebody comes and says, Dr. Saab, thank you, aapki wajah se hum theek ho gaye, I say, don't thank me. Thank these boys and girls. They have worked hard with you. So this was one thing I did. Second, I started using internet and technology way back in 2005 and 2006, etc. and made a couple of videos, which I found later, to my surprise, they were very successful. They were made to run in the clinic, explaining simple things about asthma in simple language in English and Hindi. But later on, they get posted on YouTube. And today I'm surprised that some of them have been viewed about 1 lakh times. Some of the Hindi videos on allergic rhinitis I've seen recently have been viewed 1 lakh times. I'm surprised myself. Another interesting thing I observed was the same video in English and Hindi. How to use the inhaler ka proper prayog. I put them simultaneously on the YouTube. And which is more viewed, what do you think? Hindi. Why a huge margin? 1 lakh views there and 450 views there. So we have to go vernacular. We have to use the local, the lingo to get across. And of course, I ran a website also where we send newsletters and things to asthma patients. So this journey has been extremely gratifying. You spend some time, you do things, and these are very simple things. You just do the simple things correctly every time, things work. And the lives of asthmatics change because they have come to live with their asthma and thinking this is it. आधे lungs के साथ जीना है, सीढ़ी चढ़ेंगे तो सांस फूलेगा ही. It's not so. They can become absolutely normal. You have to just enthuse them with giving examples of famous people who have had asthma and have normal lives. And today, when I get in my OPD, suddenly, a few days ago, I got somebody, Dr. Saab, शादी का कार्ड देना है आपको बिटिया का, and maybe you don't remember. I said, okay, tell me. So he says कि आपके पास 7-8 साल पहले हम आते थे. She had such bad asthma, and she is now absolutely okay. And here is the wedding card. Would you please come? And obviously, you don't even remember. I said, of course I remember. Of course I remember. This girl used to have braces, and she used to wear specs, and I remember her absolutely. This is the real joy which a doctor is very fortunate to get at times. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jaggi, for sharing some really precious thoughts with us. I'd like to acknowledge Mrs. Namita. She's also here, doctor's wife. She's charming wife, also a doctor. Audience, thank you for being here to motivate us women and to motivate your husband who does a brilliant job. Next, from medicine, we now go to glamour. Where is this beautiful lady? Can we have you right over? A big hand to Vandana, Vadhera, lyrics writer, RJ, actress, grooming expert, advertising, style, fashion, elegance, humor, etc., etc. Over to you.
I could actually relate to doctor because I'm an asthmatic and I have been cured, so yeah, I can understand. So are you, right? By the way, please backbenchers come in the front. All the seats in the front are empty. They're not for VIPs. You are just as much a VIP. Please come ahead, get up. Everybody just stand up. Please stand up. Everybody, please rise, rise. You've been sitting for a very long time. Rise up, clap. Acupressure technique. Come on, clap, 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 clap. Louder. Yeah. Okay, now, no, what is it? Go to your partner, give him a shoulder massage. Or her a shoulder massage. Come on, come on, come on. Whoever's on your right or your left, give them a shoulder massage. Come on, come on, come on. You had so many hours of session. You people deserve it. Come on, come on. Nice shoulder massage. Nice shoulder. Yes, yes. अच्छी तरह अब आप turn करो, अब आप दो उनको. Come on. Now you turn around. She gave you one. Now you turn around and give her a shoulder massage. Come on, turn around. Each other. Not a waste of some I like it. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Vandana Vadhera. I'm a singer. I'm an anchor. I'm a motivational speaker. I have communication skills, enunciation, diction. I teach soft skills. I teach just about everything. And that is my way of mentoring people and ensuring that they are well for life. Holistic healing, diet, fitness, what to have, what not to have, how many liters of water. And along with this, I entertain, I sing, I anchor, I make people laugh. So I think wellness depends upon how happy you are. And I think the biggest way I can make a person happy is by entertaining them. How many people feel that entertainment leads to a happy heart? Most of you, yes. So, I have had shows where I've gone and I've performed, I've sung, or I've anchored with my witty one-liners or my jokes and all. And after the show, the audience have come back to me and said, you know how much happiness you gave us? You put that flash 32 on our face. Thank you so much. So I think that contributes to happiness also. It's a very important part. Entertainment, happiness, it's a very important part. And before I go any further, I'll just take 1 more minute. I'd like to thank Dr. Harveen and Winky Singh. She introduced me to this forum. Thank you so much. Can I have a round of applause for the wonderful job they are doing? Acupressure. Peak saaf hoga so we'll get our clap together. It's very important. So, as I was saying, I'm not going to talk much about motivational speaking and healing. I'll be talking about how to combat depression, fear, a lot of women go through. Not only when they're married, even when they're unmarried, when they're single, with relationships, they're all going out in the world and conquering the world as entrepreneurs. That stress level gets them into depression also. How many agree with me, yes or no? You do? Yes. So we need to have a session that I'll be having tomorrow upstairs at 12 o'clock. That how do women, and of course men want to join, how do we combat depression and that fear of failure which each one of us suffers from. So I'm just going to end this because I'm not going to make it very long because it's already been dragged a lot. We were talking about wellness and innovation. Let me talk about innovation. You know, women are very innovative and they're great thinkers. Now, this is a small anecdote I'm going to end with. The ladies, the journalist from CNN went to cover Afghanistan, when it was going through that trauma. And she saw a lovely, lovely ritual that all these ladies follow. The married ladies, the Arab married ladies, they walk 10 steps behind the man in the burqa. So this CNN reporter was really, really excited. And she said that, what is this custom all about? Why do you ladies, it's so heart-touching. You women respect your husband so much that you walk 10 steps behind your husband. And the women said, Yahala Habibi, it's not about my husband. There are landmines 10 feet ahead. So women are brilliant thinkers. A round of applause for all the wonderful women in the house. Come on. And the men who tolerate it. Thank you. It's over to you.
Thank you. And a lot of acupressure to you too. Join us. Thank you for the happiness you brought us today, Vandana. God bless you. After the next speaker, we'll be giving away a lot of awards. And for the next speaker is Rashmi. Are you ready for your Rashmi Anand? Someone again whom I know personally. She's an author, she's a poet, a social worker, and she's one fantastic lady who survived domestic violence. I won't go into details unless she wants to, and came out of it bravely, strongly, and made a mark for yourself. Rashmi, I'm honored to be your friend. God bless you. Share your thoughts with us.
so much. Thank you, dearest Shubha, for inviting me here. Thank you for this opportunity. So I'm very far removed from economics, but I have a story to tell, and I will tell it. So, about 15 years ago, I came out of a very violent and abusive marriage. I came out with 2 small children. There have been practically no bones in my body that have not been broken at some point in time. A smashed face, much more. Almost lost both my children during my pregnancy. Came out without any support, and today I work with all the issues that have devastated my own life. I work with the issue of domestic violence. I run a trust that gives free legal aid to women and child victims of violence, but those women who are below the earning capacity of 5,000 rupees. I write books. I've written 13 books, and my books are on joy and abundance and prosperity and love. I've written 3 books on women and violence, 1 book on laughter, and 1 book even on the soul's journey through the 3 stages of death. If I look back at my own journey, there are many things that I have learned along the way. I think priority and balance is one thing. And we women are, I think one of the greatest things about us is we're very strong. We're like phoenixes, you know. But the tale of the phoenix is always that even the tears of the phoenix have healing powers. So slowly I moved on to other things as well. I have counseled thousands of women. I was invited by Delhi police to sit at the Crime Against Women cell in Anandpura, which is the nodal place for the Crime Against Women cells in Delhi. Counseled thousands of women undergoing violence and their children. And the Delhi police, in fact, calendar of 2010 was based on my life and my first book. I just want to tell you, for all my work that I do, I work with the sexual harassment in the workplace law. I'm not a lawyer, but I fought one when I came out of my marriage, and it taught me a lot. So there's been a lot of accolades as I've gone along. The Nari Shakti Puraskar from the President, the Karamveer Puraskar, the Karamveer Jyoti, the Neerja Bhanot Award. I've received a lot of accolades, but I think in my journey, probably the one thing that is really an award to me is where my children have reached today, and that is something I want to share with you. So my son, who'd stopped speaking, never spoke for 5 years. He was put into a center for children with learning disabilities, and he had no disabilities. It was trauma. He's now in Ambedkar University doing history honors. A child who I never thought would finish class 2. He's been in 4 semesters in college, and he's had 4 academic scholarships. I never thought. I have a daughter, and she's now 25, and she's brilliant. Came in the top 1% in the class 12 boards in the country. Went into Stephens. Recently got a scholarship from the British government, the Sheepning Scholarship, to do a master's in gender violence and conflict, and is coming back to work on the same issues in India. There's one thing I've learned. It is that I fear nothing. And I just want to read. My first book was called Women of the Elements, and it was how every woman has within her the power of the 5 elements. It's my book. I just want to read it. It says, I have no fear of living, I have no doubt of death, but I know that every moment that I live, I will live out my every breath. For in the center of my being, there's a divine flame inside of me that illuminates the innermost recesses of the soul and gives me faith in all that I cannot see. I have to burn through the blaze of life, I have to burn ultimately at my fire. But where is thought of sorrow, anguish or pain, when I myself am fire? Fire, fire, fire. Durga, Kali, Lakshmi and Saraswati. I am each one of them. I come from the land of Kannagi and Gandhari, Ahalyabai Holkar and Lakshmi Bai, Sarojini Naidu. I am each one of them, no more, no less. For years, I forgot who I was. I was repressed, suppressed. I was subjected to violence, harassed, violated in every way, subjugated by way of every kind of emotional, mental and physical torture. But in every life, at some point, comes an awakening when one says enough, no more. I walked out of a miserable, constricting, violent world into my own. I now hold my head high. I live as I want. I live with truth, courage of conviction. Every moment shines on me. I have power. I am power. Never again will I forget who I am, what I am. Never again will I forget the power that is me. Never should any woman forget.
Thank you, Rashmi. I think that was indeed something. The conviction, you can truly hold your head high. You're a woman who has come through pain, but come out a better, a brighter, and a more beautiful woman. God bless you. And please join me in giving a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we have first set of awards, Dr. Harbin Arora.
Dr. Harbin, would you please help us give away these awards to the illustrious speakers? I call upon Radha Venuprasad to please accept the honor as an Exceptional Woman of Excellence 2017 at the Women Economic Forum, Dwarka. Calling upon Bharat Joshi to please accept his honor as an Exceptional Leader of Excellence. Congratulations to you, Bharat. I request Dr. Vikram Jaggi to please come and accept his honor as an Exceptional Leader of Excellence.
Oye,